Hello everyone, this is Layana Bushkayer, a research reporter at Forbes Middle East. Today we're very glad to be talking to Linda Fitz-Alan, the CEO of ADGM Courts. You came from Australia, where common law is pretty much practiced for a very long time, to the UAE, where the common law is pretty much new to the region and to the country. So could you tell us about the challenges of moving to a completely new environment and to a country that does not practice or did not practice common law for a long time?
Good morning, Leanne. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you here this morning. Funnily enough, the challenges weren't as great as I thought they would be on arriving in the country. I'd never worked in the Middle East before, so civil law and this jurisdiction outside of ADGM was very new to me, so it took a little bit of time for me to have familiarity. But interestingly, when I arrived and worked particularly with the lawyers and the local judiciary, the challenges weren't as much as I thought they would be. I think the biggest challenge, if I could say, was familiarization, was ensuring that the legal profession had a good understanding of the way we worked, had a good understanding that it was English common law that was our platform, and then to work with them to demystify that. So to actually demonstrate to them that the way they work, even in civil law, has synergies. It's not a jarring between common law and civil law. They really are, they resonate, they work together, they can be in sync, and they can be harmonious.
For ADGM, it's very well known for its e-court system, which is also pretty much new in the entire world, not just in the region. So could you tell us how did e-courts come into existence and how are they performing so far?
Absolutely. So Leanne, when I arrived, my mandate was to look at every single process of the way a traditional court worked, to leave no stone unturned in looking at how I could change that, transform it, make it more progressive, and with that was to inject large amounts of technology into the process. We didn't want to replicate courts around the world. What we wanted to do was be a game changer. So we know no boundary of time or geography. You can file a case, file a document, participate in a hearing from anywhere in the world at any time of the day.
And Linda, when creating these e-courts and coming up with them, were there any challenges on the way? Like how did people react to them initially? Because it's pretty much new compared to the tradition of having papers and documents in courts. So what were the reactions when it first was coming out, and the challenges also?
I think the reactions and the challenges were that people thought we couldn't do it. So people thought that, when I say people, was sort of the wider profession, thought that it wasn't possible to digitize everything. So I would constantly get some feedback which was like, well, that won't work because we always need to be in front of a judge for these hearings. Well, we now know from the pandemic that's not possible. And importantly for us, we launched the eCourts platform in 2018. So we were pre-pandemic ready. So for us, it was a seamless transition of our work and our operations. We knew no change, pre-pandemic to coming through the pandemic. But I think that was the problem that I had, was that everybody thought that it wasn't possible to do everything. Well, it was, and it is, and it's working well.
So what about the jurisdiction of the ADGM courts? Who can approach the courts?
Essentially, our jurisdiction comes from our founding law. So that is the commerce and the activity on Al Maria Island. So the whole of Al Maria Island is ADGM. So it's contracts entered into, incidents, the whole of the commerce of ADGM and the establishments in ADGM. But importantly, we have what we call an opt-in jurisdiction. So that means that parties from anywhere in the world can select ADGM courts to determine their dispute. So for example, a party in Sydney who is entering into a contract with a party in Abu Dhabi or London or Paris can in their contracts select ADGM courts. So we have a very wide jurisdiction in that respect.
Great. Thank you so much, Linda, for sharing with us all of these insights and information. And it's an honor to have you with us today.